Well, I'm in the historical center of Quito, the Centro de Histórico, probably in Spanish. Of course, the historical center is one of the main tourist attractions in Quito. It has like 40 churches, a ton of museums, and they say it's one of the best kept historical centers in all of South America. And it's quite beautiful. And this square that I'm in right now is called the Plaza de Independencia, Independence Plaza, also known as the Plaza de Grande, which just means like big plaza. But it's like the main square in all of Quito, the heart of the city. This is one of the most important spots in Quito. A lot of historic events happened here, including the independence from Spain. And actually this monument in the center of the whole thing is there to commemorate the people who helped make that happen. So as you can see, it's pretty lively. It looks pretty good. But as we approach this building, we see a couple differences from the last time I was here. Mainly the gated off area here and the barbed wire running across this building here, which is the Palacio de Carondelet, I believe it's called. It's essentially where the government operates. The federal government operates out of this building. Just last week, this building was stormed by protesters. They wanted to get the president out. The president actually had to flee this whole city. He went down to Guayaquil, and they moved the whole government operation down there for about a week. So they're back in there now. Right as we speak, I bet you the president's in there trying to figure out how he can save billions of dollars without pissing off the Ecuadorian people. So if you're unfamiliar with what went down in Quito just 2 days ago, actually, it ended. There were a lot of protests. The president, he cut some subsidies for petrol, so the gas prices doubled and everybody was upset, and they weren't happy with the president. Let's just say that. So they protested for about 10 days, 11 days I think it was, and it finally concluded 2 days ago. And just 2 days ago, this square was a mess. It was, I mean, I didn't see it in person, but I saw a lot of photos and there was a lot of damage done to it. And now it's looking pretty good, and I'm kind of surprised how quickly it got cleaned up. But in Ecuador, they have this thing, it's called a Minga. A Minga is essentially a group of people coming together and helping to complete a project. So whether it's cleaning up a place like this, or building a house, digging a ditch, I mean, anything really. And it's an old tradition. It comes from the Quechua. K-I-C-H-W-A. Quechua people. And you know, back in the day, you kind of needed it. You couldn't just hire somebody to help you do something. I mean, you could, but that's not how things operated. So the community would come together for the good of the community, or maybe even just for the good of a family in the community. And the people are pretty happy to do it. You see them like singing, and traditionally they would drink chicha, which is kind of a fermented corn drink. I believe it has a little bit of alcohol in it, which helps. And there would be like meals cooked for the people doing the Minga. So it was kind of a fun community event in some way, even though it was hard work. It's a pretty cool tradition, and it still happens to this day. And that's part of the reason why this plaza is looking so good, just 2 days after some pretty crazy riots went down here. The mayor of Quito actually called for this Minga. He said we need to put together a Minga until all this mess is cleaned up, and they're doing a pretty good job. On Sunday there's supposed to be a big, huge one to clean up one of the parks. I don't know if all this is over yet. They still have to figure out how to save a ton of money, but it's pretty inspiring to see how Ecuador handled all this. They fought for what they wanted, they got what they wanted, and then they all came together to clean it up. It's like, it's pretty cool. Like 2 days later, this square is functioning like it did before. Fingers crossed, everything works out.
Prefer when I'm by myself. I don't wanna hang around y'all. Pray for good health. One day I'm really gon' ball. Fuck around and buy the whole mall. Breaking that cake. Flexing 700 in the bank. Not a superhero, I don't save. Look at my face, look at my grades. Don't match up, no love, fuck a date. I just fade. When I hit the jack, you can keep the pie. Every night I gamble, I stop. Yeah. had to. Ay, rolling flex in my ear.